students, in today's class we'll see the next chapter, that is chapter 7 of class 8, cubes and cube roots. Okay, now what do you mean by cube? Now we saw that in geometry we saw that when we had to draw cubes, how did we find the area of a cube? We multiplied the side by 3 times, isn't it? So how did we get the area of a cube? By multiplying its side by 3 times. So similarly, if I multiply a number 3 times, that is 1 into 1 into 1 is equals to 1 cubed, which is equals to 1. 2 into 2 into 2 is equals to 2 cube, which is equals to 8. 3 into 3 into 3 is equal to 3 cube, which is equals to 27. So when we multiply a number by itself 3 times, it is called as the cube of that number. Okay. Now, which of the following are cube numbers? Now, how do we find that if a given number is given and you have to find the cube? You have to find whether it is a cube number or not. For that, we will use the prime factorization method. 216 is the number that is given. Now, we know it goes in 2. It goes 1 times, 0 and 8. It goes and again it goes in this 4 times and it goes in this 5 times and 54. Then once again it goes in this 2 times, 7. Then we'll take 3, will go in this 9 times. 3 will go in this 3 times. So how do we write this now? 216, I can write it as 216 is equals to 2 into 2 into 2, that into 3 into 3 into 3. So we saw that 2 and 3 occur as triplets. Triplets are in 3. So we can group all the 2 together and group all the 3 together. Okay. So 216 is nothing but 2 into 3, which is equal to 6. So 216 is equals to 6 cubed. Okay. I hope you understood this. 216 is nothing but 6 cubed. Okay. Similarly, let us check for 100. Now let me find by using the prime factorization if 100 is a cube number. I'll multiply it with 2. 25, then goes in this 5 times, it goes in this 1 time. Okay, so 100 is written as 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. Now they do not occur in the form of triplets. There are only 2 2's and 2 5's. So 100 is not a cube, okay, or a perfect cube, okay. Whereas 216 is called as the perfect cube or a cube, okay. Now let us go to the next problem. Find the smallest number by which each of the following number must be multiplied to obtain a perfect cube. What do they ask? To make 72 into a perfect cube, what is the number with which we have to multiply? The smallest number by which we should multiply so that it becomes a perfect cube. So for that, we will do the prime factorization method. 2 goes in this 3 times, 12, it is 6, 2 goes in this 1 time, 18, 8, then 2 goes in this 9 times, so 3 goes in this 3 times, 3 goes in this 1 time. Now 72 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 and 3 into 3. So in this case, there is 3 2's are present, but there is only 2 3's. Okay. So I have 1 3 is less. So 3 is the smallest number. 3 is the smallest number by which we should multiply to obtain a perfect cube. Okay. So what is the smallest number? 3 is the smallest number by which I should multiply my 72 to obtain a perfect cube. Similarly, let us do for the next number 243. Now in this 3 goes in this how many times? 8 times, and it is 1. 3 goes in this 2 times and it is 7. 3 goes in this 9 times. 3 goes in this 3 times. So how many 3's do I have? 243 can be expressed as there are 5 3's. 3 into 3 into 3. Then you have another 2 3's. So this I form as a triplet. For this 1 3 is missing. So 3 is the number with which I should multiply 243 so that it becomes a perfect cube. I hope you understood this. Now we will go to the next question. Find the smallest number by which each of this number must be divided to obtain a perfect cube. In order to get a perfect cube, what is the number with which I should divide? Okay. Previously we saw multiplied. Now we have seen you have to divide. So let us given number is 81. It goes in 3. Goes in this 2 times, 7 times. So 3 goes in this 9 times. 3 goes in this 3 times. So in this case 81 can be written as 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So this forms a triplet, but there is one extra 3. So if 3 is the number with which I should divide. 3 is the number with which I should divide 81 so that it becomes a perfect cube. I hope you understood now. Now let us go to the next topic, which is cube root. Now how do we represent cube root? I represent cube root like this. That is the symbol for the square root, and we write a 3 over here. Similarly, I can write a symbol for a square root and I write the number 3. So this is how we write cube root. Now we are asked to find the cube root of 64. How do we do it? We do it by the prime factorization method. Okay. 64 goes in 2. How many times? 3 times, 32 times. Once again, it goes in this 16 times, 8. Okay, so 2 goes in this 4 times, 2 goes in this 2 times, and 2 goes in this 1 times. So 64 is nothing but how many 2's we have? We have 6 2's. Okay, so this forms one triplet. So that is 1 2, and from this we can take another 2, which is equals to 4. So the cube root of 64 is nothing but 4. I hope you understood how we can do cube root by prime factorization method. Okay, thank you friends.